I'm Leah Lawrence.
And I'm her husband, Mitch Lawrence.
And you are listening to the Southern Spirits Podcast, where I regale my husband with Southern stories of the macabre, the creepy, and the strange.
And I drink.
What are you drinking tonight, Mitchell?
Same thing we're going to have this whole week. Guava Mango Fruited Sour, Jack Daniel's Winter Jack for the Shot in the Dark, and Shelter Cavern Spirits Whiskey Not is in our hot cider. It's a wonderful hot cider as well.
Agreed.
So, I'm a little turnt, as they say.
Turnt? Oh, rent is the bad one. Turnt is the good one, right?
Yeah, no, like...
Rent bad, turnt good.
No. A lot of times rent's about, like, a woman that's used up, you know, that kind of thing. Like,
no,
she
rent is like it's spoiled.
Yeah. But in the vernacular.
Ew.
It's about ladies. Being all slutty and stuff.
I don't think so. This has gotten less festive. I don't like your misogyny, Mitchell.
If you think it's less festive now, wait till about Thursday. What?
Thursday is the least festive day of the week.
It is. Most people are like, fucking Thursday again? You know, I read a study a while back that was something, I don't know, it was years ago that I saw it, where, you know, most people hate Mondays, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, in according to this study, most people's least productive day of the week is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because they come in on Monday and they're all bitching and moaning, but they're like, I got to get shit done. And then Tuesday, they're like, well, fuck it. I did shit yesterday. It was Monday.
Yeah.
And I've got to get caught up on the stuff I didn't do yesterday. So I'm just not going to do anything. And then the rest of the week's normally fine. But usually Tuesday is the bad day. But the study did say that Thursday was the least festive. It did say that.
Thursday is, in fact, the least festive day of the week. It is scientific. I dare anyone to show me otherwise.
But Thanksgiving is on Thursday every year. That's
and
kind of festive.
No. Have you ever been to a Thanksgiving that wasn't absolutely uncomfortable in some way or another?
Yeah. Pretty much every one of them except for this last one.
Okay, that was an anomaly, to be completely honest, but...
The last one we had was, we actually had, for the first time in my life, everybody posts about their family blowing up at each other for something, and something like that happened at this one, and I was like, ooh, this is juicy.
Yeah,
I was
going to say, like, most of the time I could never relate to the whole, like, families being bitchy over holidays, because usually, like, my family has a lot to bitch about, but, like, they're... you know, passive aggressive when we don't talk about it in public. This Thanksgiving,
I would have said polite, not passive aggressive.
Okay, well, either
they don't
way.
Bring it up.
Yeah, but we just avoid topics that we know are, because like my immediate family and some of the rest of my, you know, slightly more distant family are just completely polar opposites in just about everything we think about. But we're really polite to each other's faces. Yeah, not so much this last time. It got weird. It got real weird.
None of us were involved. No, it was fun.
But man, it feels great to be the one that didn't cause it and has zero stake in the game, to just sit back and watch.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Also, this onesie is getting fucking hot, y'all, and the heat has been off. I am burning up,
and I'm still freezing to death over here. So. How about we get into our festive Christmas entity of the night, and then we can get you out of that onesie.
My problem might be the rabbit ears, because it's mostly like around the beard and stuff that I'm feeling.
You're getting toasty up there.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you usually have no hair on the top of your head, and you're used to losing all your heat up there. And now that you've got a hood on, you're getting trapped in the warmth.
You could have fooled me, because I thought that all my heat escaped out of my crotch.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's normally really swampy.
Yeah, that's where most people's swampy areas are, Mitchell.
Leah.
It's just human anatomy.
I'm just saying, I have a particular swamp.
While I agree, that's pretty normal.
I hope this critter we're going to talk about comes from a particular swamp.
Well, not really. There's an area of France called the Alsace region, and I'm probably saying that incredibly incorrectly.
No, that's right. I took French in high school, Alsace.
Yes. Well, it comes from there, and I don't think that's swampy.
I hope y'all likes my pronunciation. But no, that is how you say it, so it's fun.
Okay, so this is the legend of, well, I can't tell you what kind of creature it is because that's the shot in the dark later. Okay, it's not really a creature. It's more of like a dude that turns into kind of a boogeyman situation.
All right.
Okay, so this is the story of Hans Trapp. So in the story, Hans Trapp lived in the early 1400s. He was a very rich, powerful nobleman, an aristocrat that owned a lot of land in the Alsace region of France. He just loved power and money, and he did everything that he possibly could to get more of those two things. It's even said that he made a deal with the devil to increase his power and his status in the nobility, and that got out. You know, once you do a deal with the devil, people start fucking talking about it, right? And so the Pope heard about this and was like, oh, fuck, Hans Trapp, man, deal with the devil, excommunicated. So, yeah. So after he was excommunicated, he had to go to the papal courts to be excommunicated, to try to defend himself, to keep himself from being excommunicated. So while he was gone, all of the people from the Alsace region around where he lived were like, okay, he's gone. Let's fucking seize everything he owns, and keep it for ourselves because he was a douchebag and, you know, it should be ours. So they basically, after he was excommunicated, like I said, he came back to all his wealth and his lands, having been seized by, you know, the locals. And so he gets pushed out of the Alsace region and ends up being sort of exiled to some of the mountainous regions of Bavaria in Germany. And so he gets mad here because obviously he was used to being this rich, powerful nobleman, and he's stuck being this like hermit in the woods, and he's kind of pissed about it. And he starts thinking about it, and he says, Hans, you know what I want? No, Hans, what? What do we want?
To take over the world.
No, to taste human flesh.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, so he decides he wants to eat people. Because I guess that's the natural progression. If someone steals all of your shit and banishes you to Bavaria, the next step is cannibalism.
Yeah, or chocolate if you're going to Bavaria.
You know, or chocolate.
Just have some fucking chocolate, y'all.
Or beer. I mean, they've got a lot of pretty good food out there. Yeah. Just saying.
That's some really good food. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm in.
I mean, we could just go down to Coleman. They got a large German population.
They do. And Huntsville because of Project Paperclip and all.
Yeah, I mean, this whole area is
There's a lot of German influences down here because of that. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But yeah.
I'm just saying.
So he decides cannibalism is going to be his thing now, like hashtag his thing. So he has to figure out a way to lure victims. So shot in the dark.
Here we go, everyone. Oh, come on, button. Got it.
So, shot in the dark, Hans disguised himself in order to lure his victims. What did he dress like?
Can I guess one element of the costume?
Sure.
Before we get into it. Was it clogs? Was he wearing clogs? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Was it A, a scarecrow, B, an old woman, or C, a haystack?
A haystack? That's funny. That's like, I know you never played them, but you may have seen the memes. Do you know the game Metal Gear Solid?
Yes.
There's a whole thing about he just puts a box on and just kind of moves around the room in a box. Oh my God, I want it to be that so bad. I'm going to say haystack.
No.
God damn it, Leah.
I put it in there because I thought you'd think it was funny.
You've made it so much worse.
No, it's a scarecrow.
God damn it.
Yeah. So he ends up becoming the dreaded Christmas scarecrow. So he basically put on raggedy clothes and stuffed his clothes full of straw, and apparently that was enough to like make people think that he was a scarecrow. So he sort of sits in like on the side of a path near a field and waits for people to come by, and they think that he's, you know, a scarecrow, and haha, not a scarecrow when you get up close, and he stabs them with a stick.
He pops up and it stabs him and goes, "Gotcha, bitch!"
Yeah,
it runs off.
I mean, basically,
Yeah.
it's this creepy Christmas scarecrow. So he ends up trying this, and he finally lures this shepherd boy, and the shepherd boy gets stabbed very viciously with a sharp stick.
Good God.
So after he gets stabbed to death, Hans brings the body back to his home and slices it up into pieces and roasts it. But before he could eat this morsel of meat that he had wanted to taste for so long, he was struck dead by lightning bolts from God. Because why wouldn't he just, why did God wait until after the kid was dead? Couldn't have you have done the divine smiting before the child got stabbed to death?
Yeah. Save on the pain.
It just seems like a little bit like the God timing in this story is a bit off. But okay. But yeah, so he gets lightninged to death by God. So he can't taste his food. And obviously, he dies, but the spirit of this thing is supposed to haunt the area. And apparently he's the anti-Santa in that Santa will bring good, faithful, kind children gifts, and this fucker goes around to all of the farming communities and scares the shit out of bad kids and tries to eat them.
Jesus.
Yes. But what's really exciting about this particular guy is that he was inspired by an actual real life, noble dude. So the real life guy's name was Hans von Trotha, and he was a knight that lived from 1450 to about 1503. And he had two castles,
He had two castles?
Two castles.
You have a summer castle?
I guess.
And a winter castle?
I'm sure. In the Palatine area, it's sort of in the border between France and Germany, sort of the same areas that we were talking about before. And he got into a nasty fight with the church in a property dispute. One of the local abbots would not basically... They got into a big fight over who owned what, the water rights, a whole bunch of stuff. So he was like, okay, you're going to fuck with me. I'm going to fuck with you. So he owned this property that a river flowed through, and that river was the supply of water for the town of Weissenberg. And so he was like, okay, if you're not going to play ball with me, I'm going to stop this river. So he builds this massive dam and completely cuts off the water supply to this entire town.
Fucking A.
And so the abbot's like, okay, fuck you. Dude, I can smash a dam just as well as you can build it. So he had his workers smash the dam, but he clearly does not understand hydrodynamics, and of course, when the dam bust, he flooded the entire fucking town. So that wasn't great, and that obviously pissed the businesses off, the homeowners off. Just everybody was pissed off in this general region about this situation. And the fight got so bad that Hans gets summoned to Rome to be in papal courts. And the Pope communicated him. And so that all was pretty, close to the story. As far as we know, he never started hunting down children or became a scarecrow or anything like that. But even with the Pope trying to just excommunicate him,
now, earlier you said he communicated him. Did you mean he excommunicated him?
Excommunicated him,
Okay,
yes.
because I didn't know what communicated meant necessarily, but I was just like, I'm going to go with it.
Kicked him out of the church, yeah.
There you go.
But even the emperor of this area tried to get the knight to calm the fuck down, but that didn't work, and that's why the Pope ends up getting involved. And basically, von Trotha ends up saying, fuck you, I'm not coming to Rome. Absolutely not. And he sends a letter to the Pope that basically says, I am an upstanding moral paragon of faith, and you're a dirty little Pope, and he's
you're
just
a dirty little Pope.
Yeah, he just gives him this whole list of shitty things that he believes the Pope has done. And so even though he was excommunicated, he was like, well, fuck you, I don't want to be a part of this church anyway. So he ends up
a naughty little Pope this year.
He ends up
You're going to get punished.
being a nobleman in the French king's court. He ends up being knighted by the French king. And on his deathbed, all of the charges were reversed. He was forgiven and unexcommunicated in death.
Oh, yay.
Which is a thing, I guess. But yeah, he sort of spawned the legend of the Hans trap and the Christmas creepy scarecrow situation. But he also spawned another story that is similar, but is less cannibalistic. And then that's him as the Black Knight. And apparently he's this ghostly Black Knight that accompanies Santa Claus. And he punishes children who are unworthy of Santa Claus's gifts. So this one character has sprung off two creepy Christmas monsters. So we've got this spectral Black Knight that fucks children up because they're not good enough for presents. And then you've got this creepy scarecrow that haunts the roads, and eats not nice children. So either way, the through line in these stories are that the kids are getting screwed over. That's all I'm saying.
Kids are getting eaten pretty much.
Back and forth all the time. But so that is the Hans von Trapp legend and, the true story of Hans von Trotha.
Well.
Yeah.
So Hans was eating kids?
Probably not, but you never know.
Hans was high on that adrenochrome. Yeah, that's the dog chewing on his toy. He's fine.
I was going to say, our dog has
loud.
just decided that today and right now is exactly the time that he should go to town on his chew toy.
And he is.
Just like
he's
going for it.
He's committed. Yeah. I had a QAnon joke in there, but it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
Let's just move on.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. See us tomorrow where we're going to be talking about the one, the only, the Krampus.
Oh, you're doing a teaser.
Yeah, I'm promoing for tomorrow.
Oh,
yes.
A little promo. Hey, these aren't being ranked or anything, so
it's not a ranking. It's just spicing it up. After Krampus, we have a fun lady that likes to disembowel people. And then a ghost horse, so,
And then Santa.
Well, a skeleton horse, but, whatever.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. Well, yeah. All right, y'all. Well, I enjoyed today.
Okay.
I hope y'all did, and I hope that you're wearing a bunny onesie.
Or a sparkly Santa hat.
And having some cider. Y'all curl up next to the fire and just listen to these little short episodes.
Yeah.
And enjoy yourselves with some cider or some cocoa. Maybe some vodka. I don't know. Whatever you feel like.
Tequila if it's been a rough year.
Yeah. Who doesn't love some nice hot tequila? You're right. Just heat it up in the Thermomix. Fuck yeah. All right. Well.
Okay.
I guess we're done with today then.
Yeah.
We will see y'all on Wednesday, I guess. The 22nd?
Yes, the 22nd.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you then, y'all.
All right. Bye, y'all.